Okay, I'd like to start with just actually explaining the parts that we have shipped to you folks for this particular project, IXI Citrus Center. So, starting with the glass rods, there are 16-inch units. There's a rubber O-ring and a plastic ring which will secure each of them. This is the 19-inch cable, which is a fixed dimension which will join the glass rings. This is actually, what the heck do you call these things? What is this called, Rob?
They are soldered ends, just soldered ball
soldered ends on the 19-inch unit. I mean, on the 19-inch extension. Here's the longer tube. This is the all chrome. We do a partial chrome, which just has a little bit of chrome at the top. The rest is clear. There are tubes which are transparent and all clear, and then the first one was the spiral. What we're looking at here is actually the element which will attach it to the ceiling. This is included the wood screw. Again, we're not sure what your ceiling condition is not included. And then you have your starter cable, which only has one crimped end. And that will go down at the bottom into the glass. The other end is not crimped. So your ceiling canopy is actually in two pieces. One will screw out. Your wood screw goes into it. I believe it's an M4. Correct me, Rob, if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And what you need to do, there's not a lot of weight on these glass elements, but if this is enough to secure it, then you're fine. If something else needs to be used, you'd probably have to get into some moly of some kind. Hopefully you don't. Okay, so that is now in your ceiling. And then what you're going to do is pass the cable through the bottom portion, the smaller portion. You have to loosen it a little bit so the cable goes through. Okay, and then at this point, you're going through the ceiling, and you'll notice, sorry, because I'm hitting the screw, the cable will actually want to come right out. There's only one hole in it. It will want to come out the side. And then this will remain pliable until you get to the hanging dimension that you like, at which point secure that in, tighten the bottom portion, and then this will not move at all. And then you can snip this unit here. My suggestion is you may want to do a cluster at a time. You have the lettered chart from A through F with the different glass hanging units on it. You may want to do a section at a time just to determine the lengths. So this part can remain uncut until you have finalized the height, at least on one of the sections. So the next thing that will happen is, depending on your section, you need to add this glass, the O-ring to the unit. And you can see the plastic ring, there's a slot on each side. So this will actually go into the slot. And what you're going to do is pass it through this way with the cable. And once the glass is engaged, sorry. Okay. I just put this on mine, sorry. The heck? So this would actually be a single hanging element. That's your 19-inch all chrome. I don't believe you have any of those. The A, B, and C hangers are only utilizing the smaller 16-inch in different combinations, a single, a double, and a triple. The D, E, and F utilize the 19-inch unit. Now, this becomes probably the trickiest part of the install is when you need to install both elements at the same time. So I'll show you it as best I can. Okay, at this point, instead of just a single hang, we would go to a double or a triple hang as the letters on the grid will denote. I found it actually easiest to put the glass element under my arm while I've done this, but obviously you can do it as you like. What you need to do is get the cable into both sides at this point and then add it onto the glass. So this allows you to do that. And you're on to the first element. Now this is attached to the ceiling. Also, this obviously you'll realize is also an adjustable. So if you need some additional length or you want to change up the look in each section, you can do that. So now you have this portion on, and adding that second piece of glass is obviously a little easier than adding a third. If you have a third, you need to repeat the step that I did again. But in this case, let's say you're just hanging two glasses in on the side, and here you go. So this would be the double hang to the ceiling. 19-inch all chrome on the bottom, and then you have the shorter 16-inch spiral at the bottom of the hang or the suspension. So I'm also at this point, I just want to show you, and this should be on site, or for sure we can get this to you. So here you'll have your grid on the ceiling. The little X's down center, the two rows, denote your recessed downlights, which are probably in place at this point. So you basically want to take a grid. I worked this in Manhattan recently on a smaller installation where they used floss and the laser beams just to line this all up. I believe your dimensions between each hanging point for the IXI is 8.7 inches. It can vary slightly. You just want to keep that all symmetric and even. This page right here just kind of repeats what I've just detailed to you. Here are your hanging suspensions, but just to give you an idea, I think this is probably the easiest. So there are 39 A's, which is just the smaller 16 inches, 15 and a half inches. This is an all chrome, so this is just a single hang. There are 39 of those. Your B, you have 78 units. These are two clear, short 16-inch units. C, 39. 16-inch clear, 16-inch partial chrome, and 16-inch spiral. Here is the partial chrome. I described it earlier, but just so you have a visual. And then the transparent is completely transparent. And then when you get to the longer IXI strands, the D is a 19-inch clear, E is an all chrome and a partial chrome, and then the F, there are 39. There's two 19-inch chromes with a spiral right in the center. And then this graph will tell you how to hang those. We will continue to dialogue and assist you guys. It looks complicated, but it's really quite simple. It's a little tedious, but other than tedious, it's certainly nothing complicated. Thank you.